So he was linked with it for a period of time. I'd be happy enough with that. He's got a very wide experience coaching. He's actually coached over at the London Broncos and worked with attacking coaching sides as the attacking coach for a number of NRL sides. So perhaps he'd be a good shout, but I don't know. What I don't want them to do, look, at the moment, with the way the season is whoever comes in is basically going to have to tidy things up and just coach us through at the end of the season, because I genuinely don't think we're making the top 2 now, and even if we did, I don't think we're getting promoted. So it becomes a case of use this half of the season to build something for next year and get our house in order and get the contract situation sorted out for the players that we're likely to be losing, and then kick on. And hopefully they'll want to invest in youth, and they'll have some contacts to bring in a fucking scrum half. and I'll be happy with that, to be honest with you, Mark.
Okay.
Other results in the league then. Leeds Centurions were 37 points to 38 winners over the Batley Bulldogs.
On this game? You know the old saying, a game of 2 halves?
Yes.
This was definitely a game of 3/3, wasn't it?
I didn't really follow it.
Because Leeds jumped out into a lead.
Right.
Then Batley came, I think they scored something like, I don't know, 20 points in a row or something. But basically they got themselves to 30 points to 25 ahead.
Right.
But then Lee scored 2 tries in the last 3 minutes to win the game.
It's a game of 3/3.
Break hearts. It was a game of 3/3.
There you go. And the final game of the weekend saw Halifax beat Workington 36 points to 32. So it's a case of as you were in the top 2, and Halifax arrived to 4th. It's starting to look bleak for Cumbria, however, as Whitehaven joined Workington in the bottom 2 of the division. Into League One, Toulouse continued their impressive start to the season with a 54 points to 8 win over the Oxford side. It was Hundle at 22, Doncaster 30, and Barrow lost by 4 points to 18 at home against Rochdale. The League One Cup semi-finals also took place this weekend. London Scholars lost 22 points to Keighley's 31, and they'll be joined at Blackpool by York City Knights, who were 58 points to 14 winners over the Gloucestershire All Golds.
How are we fixed? Do we go into that?
Yeah, I thought we were.
Yeah, the Saturday.
I thought we were going to go to the Saturday, not bother with the Sunday.
Just the Saturday. I can't do both because of all. We were just talking about all these things.
All the things you're doing.
That I'm doing.
Yeah, but you can do it, Dave.
We were talking off mic about that, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
I've broken.
You've broken the fourth wall. Yeah, no, I think we're. Well, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
One way or another. So
I'd on as well.
Love it if you came with us, because that's a good.
In our shirts.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go shirting up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Let's go in our SLP jerseys. Right, into the NRL then, Mark. It was the South Sydney Rabbitohs 22, the West Tigers 30.
So the Burgess boys all played in this. Tom didn't hit any stat figures, but Sam had 171 metres, George had 156 metres, but the Tigers were deserved winners.
If I recall, Jordan Rankin got about 14 points in this as well.
Jordan Rankin played pretty well. He had to move to fullback late, in the game when Hot Sauce Tedesco got taken off. That was after Moses was withdrawn at the end of the warm-up before the game, so they had some changes to contend with, did the Tigers, but they obviously did it well against a Rabbitohs side who've just lost their way at the moment.
There you go. Okay, Parramatta Eels were 20 points to 12 winners over the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
Yeah, but James Graham still put up big numbers, 167 running metres and 48 tackles.
Penrith Panthers beat the Canberra Raiders by 19 points to 18.
Yeah, game I didn't see, high on tension but reportedly low on quality. Elliot Whitehead with 44 tackles did himself a favour. Hodgson also played but didn't hit any high notes.
Okay, Sydney Roosters 38 and Newcastle Knights 0.
Yeah, and the range of the scoreline is justice handed out to, I can't remember which one of the Sims wankers decided to fucking decapitate my boy Joe, but nasty shoulder hit on Burgess. He got knocked out of the game relatively early on from that, unfortunately, but there you go.
It was the Manly Sea Eagles 18, North Queensland Cowboys 34. New Zealand Warriors were 26 points to 10 winners over the St George Illawarra Dragons.
I've got that one right.
I don't know.
Anyway, win it with 2 try assists. So both Dragons tries, and Cooper also played.
The Gold Coast Titans lost at home by 38 points to the Melbourne Storm, and the final game of the weekend saw my Sharkies beat the Broncos by 30 points to 28.
Jack Reed played for the Broncos, but most of the Broncos were apparently too preoccupied with whether they were going to get a go for Australia next week to perform for the club side.
There you go. What does that mean for the NRL then, Mark?
Of course, some of the Broncos have been told they're not allowed to play internationals next week as well, because they're not playing for Australia, so it doesn't matter. another side story. That could have been our own finally, couldn't it?
Yeah.
That ruckus.
The whole
ruckus.
That whole shish kebab.
From the Fijian down to the non-Samoan. Anyway, the Cowboys jumped to the top of the table on points difference.
Can I just say something interesting that I found out, by the way, speaking of heritages? Tali Matautai.
Yeah.
Australian. I would put my fucking hat on it that he was a Samoan or a Fijian or what have you, but no, Aussie parents. Born in Sydney. Aussie.
What? Just ours? No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I suppose if you go back like far enough in his mum and dad's heritage,
surely his parents,
Tongan grandparents or something. But no, well, Wikipedia'd it.
We're never going to find out. No one's worried about putting him in their international.
He's not going to. Well, maybe Pete might get run out for probably not actually.
I thought he was Tongan, but anyway, the Cowboys jumped to the top on points difference.
Yeah,
although it's
the way that you or I are Tongan.
Enough of your tongue. Although it's a 4-way tie on 14 competition points, the Knights slumped to the bottom of the table, deservedly so, for the wretched shoulder tackling action.
Fantastic. How are our friends at the Brentwood Eels getting on this week, Mark?
Well, the Brentwood Eels under 13s won the London Junior Shield 9s event on Saturday. They won all 4 of their games. The 13s are really pushing for it this year, aren't they? Top of the league, winning trophies already. That's brilliant.
That's it. Go on the 12-year-olds.
Also, I found out that some Eels youngsters managed to get some action for the London Broncos junior sides on Sunday.
Fantastic.
So obviously, Bri Davies and such like would have seen a couple of these lads run out, but Callum Whitcomb in the under 19s is an Eel graduate, and Kaylee Gray, Max Clark, Luca Valentini and Rian Horsman all played for the under 16s for the Broncos. So
great work, gents.
Up the Eels. Next Saturday, Aaron has told us, next Saturday the Eels are holding an under 13s tournament hosting French side Vertu 13 or Vertu Trésons.
Vertu
Trays. Along with the Elmbridge Eagles, the St Albans Centurions and the Oxford Cavaliers.
Fantastic.
So we know a few people from clubs associated with those as well, so that should be a brilliant tournament if you all get together and have a good time, guys.
Yes.
Following this, the Brentwood Eels first team will kick off their season against the North Hertfordshire Crusaders as well next Saturday, so it promises to be a great day of rugby league down in Essex. So if any of you guys are down that way and in sort of northwest London, go and head over to Brentwood.
Absolutely, it'd be great to hear how the Brentwood first team get on as well. I'm really looking forward to hearing how these boys do this season, aren't you, Mark?
I need to send Aaron a message actually for a bit of help, because I'm best man at a wedding. My mate's marrying an Essex girl.
Alright.
So I was wondering if you could help me with any jokes that I could sort of drop in about for like her family sort of thing.
Alright. So, I was going to say, I've got some Essex girl jokes, but I don't think they're necessarily wedding appropriate.
More like jokes about the place where they're from rather than... anyway.
How do you know when an Essex girl's had an orgasm? She drops her chips. Sorry, Aaron. Okay.
What do they call protection in Essex? A bush shell. That sort of joke.
What's the first thing an Essex girl says after sex? So do you lads all play for the same team? Okay. Right, that's the world of rugby league well and truly covered, and some of our friends in the south well and truly alienated. Let's take a look now into the future as we bring our predictions for the Challenge Cup. Okay, so the Challenge Cup is upon us next weekend, Mark, and there's loads of fixtures on TV for us to feast our eyes on, the first of which sees the Batley Bulldogs taking on the Catalan Dragons.
Yeah.
Can you see the Bulldogs winning this? Is there a way for them to get a win?
The most fascinating thing about this, and I'm gutted I won't be here to see it, is they're going to have John Keir on the microphone during the game.
I'm so excited. I absolutely can't wait.
Oh, good Uncle Two.
Listening, exactly. It'll be fantastic. I do, however, think that the Catalan Dragons will probably have too much for Batley in this one.
Yeah, you would expect so, but that Slope's done things to people and John Keir's done things to people. It's not a foregone conclusion, but I'd be tipping the Catalans to win by a couple of scores.
Okay, so it's a repeat of last weekend's fixture as Huddersfield take on the Leeds Rhinos down at the John Smiths.
Not on TV.
Not on TV.
Probably the most intriguing tie of the round, if I'm honest.
Maybe so, but the team's not performing well in the Super League, either, so perhaps that's why they've gone with things like Saints and Hull.
Probably why it's intriguing.
I see your point. I'm going to go for Leeds on this one, though. I think Leeds will avenge their league defeat and roll on in the cup.
I think they need to. Yeah. The bottom of the table, they've won the cup the last 2 years. This is like sort of the final test of have they really lost it? Have they really fallen to shit? So this is that test. So I'm going to give them the win as well, but it's going to be tight, and it's going to be like the game last week, but not televised, so not quite as exciting.
Okay, Castleford take on Salford Red Devils, two teams that are intermittently on sort of average form, I suppose, sort of rocking the middle part of the league until they lose points for salary cap breaches. I'm going to punt for the home side on this one, I would say, although with them missing someone as talismanic as Andy Lynch, Salford will certainly sniff a victory in this round of the Cup.
Castleford's injury situation is just massive, and whereas Salford seem to be feeling their way back in on that front, I'm going to give Salford the win. I'm going to go Salford.
Very good. Okay, Oldham take on Warrington down at Staley Bridge. Warrington by a million for me. As plucky as Oldham are in their own division, I think Warrington are going to have far too much.
It ain't happening, is it? Unfortunately for them, but
no. It's the Steve Prescott derby there, with St Helens take on Hull FC down at Langtree Park.
What are they going to do? Are they going to make the Steve Prescott Cup a 3-game thing? So then you could have, because this will have to have a winner.
You could have a legitimate winner.
Have a winner rather than interesting.
I'm not seeing anything to suggest that they will, but it's just a quirk of the way that the draw's been made, hasn't it? So I'm going to go with Hull FC on this one for an away win.
Interesting in this one is Sika Manu and Frank Pritchard have been released, haven't they, to go and play in the Pacific Islands test on Saturday in
St Helens.
Parramatta, are they playing them, or Newcastle? Are they playing them somewhere anyway? Over that way.
Good luck to those lads.
There you go. I'm going to go with Saints at home to squeak one out. Somehow.
Fantastic. Dewsbury Rams take on Wigan. Now, this was a fixture for you guys a couple of years ago, wasn't it? That you in fact attended, didn't you?
Yeah, I did go to it, and the Dewsbury Stadium's quite decent nowadays.
You were very, very cold, as I recall. Wasn't it really chilly? And the Rams have a frightening mascot.
I don't remember being cold, but I remember the Rams having a frightening mascot for Jamie. Yeah. I was fine. I wasn't.
You were all right. You're not scared of the man dressed as a ram.
No, I wasn't.
Very good. I'm going to go for a Dewsbury win, Mark. Cup upset. Dewsbury by a drop goal.
I tell you what, when we played a few years ago, I think it was Charlie who got picked up a pretty bad injury on his knee, and the pitch was a little bit bobbly. I don't know if it's still in that sort of nick, but it's the last thing we fucking need.
No, it is, isn't it?
And it's going to be interesting to see what sort of squad we pull out on this one. I reckon. I can't say that we're going to lose though, but I think that game was quite tough for a long period of time before we stretched it out with a few long range tries towards the back end. I think this will be similar.
Fair enough. Halifax take on Widnes down at the Shea. I'm going to go for another upset win. I'm going to go for Halifax to beat Widnes on this one. Widnes just no sort of form at the moment. Fax are a well-organised, well-drilled unit under Richard Marshall, and at home I think they'll fancy themselves for a win.
I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think Widnes will win.
Okay.
I think the Super League class should tell eventually. Saying that, they'll be having players left, right and centre not playing through suspensions, won't they?
Tons of people missing.
Because there's 3 people on charges. 2 of them will definitely miss the game.
Yeah.
Arvan and...
Jeremiah.
No.
Sorry.
No, I think Jeremiah's only a grade A.
Okay, so...
I think Jeremiah got an A.
He did. You're absolutely right.
Arvan and Marsh.
Yes.
So that leaves them short in the outside backs.
It does.
I'm still going to go with Widnes.
Wakefield take on Toulouse in the final game of the round then, Mark. Toulouse, of course, were Lee Centurions' conquerors previously.
If this was
in the league.
If this was in Toulouse, I would have given him a shot.
Yeah.
But Wakefield, they've shown some flair and ability to score tries this year, and they've shown some grit and determination in tough games like last week to eke out a win.
Yeah.
So, and plus there's an RFL conspiracy to make sure they win every game. So, I think Wakefield are going to win.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, Championship game of the week then, that sees Whitehaven take on Featherstone.
That's because it's the only Championship game of the week.
There you go. I sometimes like to make you say it.
But also, Featherstone lost to a team who were second bottom last weekend,
right?
So it could be repeated because Whitehaven slipped to second bottom, and now if they beat them, there you go.
There you are. And the League One game of the week, Mark.
Rochdale against London Scholars. Obviously, you expect Rochdale at home to win this one, but the London Scholars have been one of the stories this year. They're still riding high in 4th or 5th in the league. 5th, I think, after the weekend. Rochdale are obviously top and haven't lost a game yet, but if the Scholars get things right, it could be a big test for Rochdale. So we'll see how that